We don't have to worry about nothing, 'cause we got the fire, and we're burning one hell of a something. They're gonna see us from outer space.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about Bod.
It's nothing serious.
No, it is.
Like we're the stars of the human race.
Where did you two go?
When the lights started out, they don't know what they heard. Strike the match, play it loud, giving love to the world.
How did his father die?
A surgeon never kills a patient. An anesthesiologist can kill a patient, but a surgeon never can.
'Cause we got the fire.
Don't be scared, Mom. You'll see. You won't be able to move either. But you'll get used to
Let
it.
it burn, burn, burn.
Where is she? What did you do to her?
Let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, burn, burn.
I don't understand why I should have to pay the price. Why my children should have to pay the price.
Let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna
It's the only thing I can think of that's close to justice.
We can light it up, 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 so they can put it out, out, out.
How's it going, folks? It's me, Steve Noise. I'm back with another edition of Horror Noise. I just tried to cut my own hair earlier. If it's looking a bit skew-whiff, lockdown problems, first world problems, eh? Anyway, tonight, Killing of a Sacred Deer. I absolutely adore this film. It is just so deep and so dark, and it's just bleak, horrible, and just leaves you feeling like you're just absolutely powerless, and there's nothing you can do to stop what's coming, the inevitable. It's just, yeah. I've been going over some of my previous videos because obviously this channel's quite new. I've noticed I've been sort of babbling a little bit. So I wrote down a lot more notes and done a bit more research. So I'm hoping the videos are going to be a little bit more better structured from going forward. But hope you guys enjoy it. So anyway, Killing of a Sacred Deer, another A24. Some of my friends watching this know how I feel about A24. I've got a man crush on them. Amazing. A24, 2017. It was directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, Greek director who previously done The Lobster. Even just saying the name of that film, oh god, that was so weird, so peculiar. A sort of set in a dystopian future, some kind of public experiment turning people into animals if they don't fall in love by a certain time. Yeah, it's as weird as it fucking sounds, trust me. So when you find out that this director is on board with Killing of a Sacred Deer, yeah, expect it to be rather strange. But it's not as obscure as The Lobster, thankfully. The Lobster's a great film, but it's just a bit too bonkers for me. This was absolutely fucking amazing film, amazing. I've noticed I'm saying fantastic a lot in my videos, so I'm going to try not to say that word. Anyway, so Killing of a Sacred Deer, it got rave reviews in film festivals before it came out, like the Cannes Film Festival. I only really sort of looked into this film after watching Hereditary and falling in love with it and getting on the A24 sort of bandwagon. And it got rave reviews even before it came out. And yeah, it struck gold. It struck gold again. You know, you got Hereditary, Witch, Midsummer, Lighthouse, all these A24 really obscure art house horrors. And for me, Killing of a Sacred Deer is probably the second best one I've ever done. Hereditary is the only one that pips it. This is psychological horror done to perfection. Now, for me, when you think about psychological horrors, You're going to have Hereditary right at the top, because I'm biased and I love that film. Fuck off. The Shining probably number 2, and then not far behind is Killing of a Sacred Deer. This is not your typical horror film. This will get you thinking, and that's exactly what I did. The first time I watched this film, I had to go off and watch lots of sort of YouTube videos, people talking about what it was all about, the ending explained, and it made the film so much more epic. And then I had to go back and watch it again. It's just the subtle nuances, the little hidden messages in it. It's just, I was just about to say fantastic. It's just epic. It's an amazing film. So I'm going to do a non-spoiler first, and then I'm going to do spoilers afterwards. So a bit like Hereditary, I'm going to give you a warning just so I'm getting into the spoilers. So it starts around this character called Stephen. He's a sort of leading heart surgeon, and he's played by Colin Farrell. Now, I'm an Irishman, even though I don't sound it. I was born in Dublin. I must admit, I've never really felt too keen on Colin Farrell. I don't know what it was. It was something about his performances I couldn't really put my finger on. He just never really done it for me. Photo Booth and a few others, but my God, in this film, he's so good. He's so good. There's this strange sort of deadpan style to this film, like you would expect with the director of The Lobster, and they all nail it. So you've got Colin Farrell as Stephen. You got Nicole Kidman plays Stephen's wife Anna, and then the star of the show. If you've seen this film, you know who I'm talking about. Barry Keoghan. He plays Martin. Now, Martin is the sort of, I wouldn't say the villain in this, but let's just say something happens to Martin's father at the hands of Stephen, who's obviously a leading heart surgeon, and something goes down. And again, I'm trying not to put too many spoilers in it, but there's a very strange relationship between Stephen and Martin, because obviously Martin's father passed away whilst Colin Farrell was trying to basically save his life after a car accident. And Colin Farrell, being or Stephen in the film, he's this unbelievable control freak. Everything has to be exact, and he almost speaks in a sort of robotic tone and demands the same kind of response from people. Like, I have this watch. Do you have the same watch? Oh no, I have a sort of leather strap. You have a metallic strap. That means it's going to go worse, like, quicker than mine. Mine's got a lot more sort of durability, and it's just the way that he talks and the way he communicates with people. He's almost robotic. It's almost like Stepford Wives. It's just a really, really sort of strange guy who installs his level of control and demands it from his family. And if he doesn't get it, then he's just a horrible, horrible sort of human being. He demands impeccable sort of perfection. Even his wife, he sort of drags into it, and his kids. He has 2 kids, and the little boy tries to rebel a little bit from it, and he just shuts him down straight away. He just won't have anyone stepping out of line. It's almost like a drill sergeant. But he befriends Martin, who's obviously his father passed away on the operating table at the hands of Stephen, probably out of guilt or maybe just feeling sorry for him. And the relationship from the off, you'll probably see it in the trailer that I shared. Something's not right with Martin, and Stephen. He allows him to come into the family home, and gets close to the family, and this Martin starts to infiltrate the family, and he's a very manipulative character. He's only a teenager in it, but he's very manipulative. And he manages to sort of twist and change change the daughter especially, to sort of rebel against Stephen and Anna. That's Nicole Kidman, the mother. And after a while, it just looks like it's going to be some kind of horrible, basic sort of family drama, or you know, Martin's going to end up turning into some kind of psychopath, but then it takes a sort of supernatural twist, and all of these horrible, strange things keep happening. First, it happens to Colin Farrell's son, and then the daughter, and then all hell breaks loose, and it just spirals into a situation where Colin Farrell's character, he's no longer in control, and it's just fascinating seeing this man who's just so adamant that people follow his way of life, and if they don't, then he just loses all his shit. And this Martin character manages to find a way to completely ruin his aura and his control over the family. And yeah, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well for Colin Farrell's character, put it that way. So that's as far as I can get when it comes to non-spoilers. So what I'll do, I'll give it a review now, and then I'm going to go into spoilers. So, Killing of a Sacred Deer, 2017, A24, psychological horror, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. It left me feeling very, very uneasy. It was just horrible to see a situation where a loving father, as messed up as he is, left with no control, and this teenager's come in and completely ripped any kind of sense of control he had over his family and his life and his personal life and his work life. He manages to just completely ruin this man, and it's just, I was just about to say fantastic again. It's just an amazing film. It makes you think so much. I remember watching the ending, and like I said, I went straight onto YouTube and I had to look at the meaning of it, and then the backstory, and then, you know, there's quite a few religious sort of twists to it. My mum, she's quite a religious person, and I showed her it, and she was reciting certain parts of the Bible, and, you know, eye for an eye, etc. So that's as far as I can go with the non-spoilers. So 9 out of 10. If you love A24, if you love anything psychological, you know, if you're a horror fan that likes your slashers and your gore fest and your monsters, this is probably not the horror for you, but I would still highly recommend it, even to some of my friends who might be watching this who are not into horrors. This is a psychological horror. Probably could be classed as a psychological thriller. There's not huge horror elements to it, but my god, it is just mind fuck, I think is the term when it comes to films like this. So anyway, I'm going on to spoilers now. So this is your final warning. You've got 5 seconds. Okay, spoilers. Oh my god, Martin's character. Oh my god, what the fuck is all that about? Oh my god, I must admit, when I first watched this, he doesn't have clear supernatural powers over the family. You just think that he's just an horrible little manipulative bastard. But it's only when Colin Farrell sees, you know, his boy can't walk, and he starts losing the feeling in his legs, and he can't even get up out of bed one morning to go to school. He's like, Dad, I can't move my legs. And this is when you start to see Stephen's world falling apart, because up until then he's you know, leading heart surgeon, you know, massively into science. Everything can be answered. Any kind of issue, get some CAT scans, get some tests. No, that's not right. You know, it's only Stephen's wife, Nicole Kidman, Anna, who says that maybe there's something psychological going on. And of course, Stephen straight away just backs off. No, what are you talking about? We're not going down that road. He's just such a fucking egotistical pig in this film. And his ego and his stubbornness is what literally carries this film and makes it just come full circle back on his head. All Colin Farrell's character, Stephen, had to do was admit his fault, was admit his guilt from the off. And instead, he just carries on this facade with the family. He's never done anything wrong. A surgeon never kills his patient. You know, he then goes and ends up blaming one of his colleagues, one of the people in the operating theatre. He just lays it on him, says it's his fault. This is the kind of man you're dealing with. So when all hell starts breaking loose, you're wondering, like, you know from the get-go that Martin has some kind of control, but you just think that he's just fucking with him, you know, psychologically and manipulating the daughter. But then when the boy can't walk, Stephen obviously starts losing his mind. Martin keeps turning up to the hospital and keeps wanting to get some attention from the guy. And Stephen's just dismissing him. And then eventually Martin just says, come to the cafeteria, I have something to tell you. And initially, obviously, Stephen's just like, oh, look, I'm busy, my boy can't even walk. And he's just like, nah, you want to hear this. And this is when this actor, Barry Keoghan, he stole the show. Oh God, if you've seen this film, you know what I'm talking about. When he's just like, look, I'm really sorry to keep you, I know you're a busy man, but there's something I need to tell you. There's something I need to tell you. Bob is Steve's son, and he goes, you know, Bob is sick, he's not going to get any better, and I'm here to tell you that you know, this is all happening for a reason. I don't know if this reason is fair, but it's the only thing I can think of that's justice. Stage 1 is paralysis of the legs. Stage 2 is refusal to eat or drink. Stage 3 is bleeding from the eyes, and stage 4 is death. Oh God, I just get goosebumps reading that bit out. This little teenager's telling this heart surgeon, you have no control now. You have no control, mate. I'm the one in control. And if you don't do what I say, your son's going to die. And your daughter's going to die as well. It's fucking heavy duty, man. It's really, really fucking heavy duty. But it then sort of transpires that, you know, Stephen has to either admit what he's done, or this is when it starts getting biblical. It's almost like eye for an eye. He still won't admit to what he's done. So this whole act, whatever powers Martin has over the family, it just goes on and on for days and weeks and days and weeks, and he just won't admit to anything. He won't come clean. So Martin's just carrying on this sort of control that he's had, and he's just quoting, an eye for an eye. You killed my father. My father died at your hands, and now one of your children is going to die at mine. And if you do nothing, they're all going to die. Your son, your daughter, and your wife. And you're going to have to pick one of them. You're going to have to pick one of them to die, or otherwise they all die. And it's just, oh fuck, it's so fucking heavy duty. Oh my God. It just, Stephen's Colin Farrell's character Stephen still goes to these unbelievable lengths, even when he's faced with the prospect of having to kill one of his children, and he knows this is the only way out of this sort of curse, or he loses everyone. So, you know, he loses his son, daughter, and the wife. He still can't even make that decision for himself. This is how pathetic this man is. He goes to the school whilst the little boy, his son, and his daughter are both lied up, and they're both paralysed now, and especially the boy, he's on the verge of dying. Rather than sit down and take responsibility and choose one, he goes to the school and speaks to the headmaster and says to him, which one's better? And the headmaster's like, sorry? And he's just like, which one's better academically? Which one's better behaved? Which one is a better child? He's such a fucking pathetic cunt. And I probably shouldn't say that word on YouTube, but I got so angry with this guy. So angry. So then we get to the final scene, when finally you see Bob, the little boy, his eyes start bleeding, which is stage 4. Sorry, that's stage 3. So stage 4 is next. Once the eyes start bleeding, that's it. He's literally hours a day away. And once again, Stephen can't really take responsibility. He, like I said, he went to the school and tried to put that choice, that hideous choice, onto the headmaster rather than do it himself. And in the end, he goes down into the sitting room and he tapes up and blindfolds and puts a bag over the head of all of his family. So you've got the daughter, the son and the wife. And he stands in the middle of the room with a 12-gauge shotgun and spins around and puts a blindfold on and tries to basically put it down to luck. A complete fluke if he hits one of them. And of course he hits his son, Bob. R.I.P. Bob. That poor kid, fuck me, he went through some... And it's just, at the end of the day, he ends up killing his son. They go to the diner and they see Martin, and he sort of casts his look over the family, sees that Bob isn't there, and it would appear then that the curse is lifted, and that's it, the end. And you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch? It's so metaphorical. It's so... I instantly, when the first time I saw it, I thought it was biblical. I thought it was something to do with maybe Martin was some kind of second coming, like Jesus or something, because of the eye for an eye reference. And there was a scene where Anna was kissing his feet, trying to basically beg Martin to stop all this, and Martin's just deadpan like a robot, just saying, "This is the closest thing I can think of that's justice." And that's his whole aura throughout the entire film. He's doing this because Stephen killed his father, and then it later transpired that Stephen was pissed out of his head whilst working on him as a heart surgeon. So yeah, a lot to take in. It's very deep, very deep. Upon researching it a bit, I found that it was parts of it was related to a sort of Greek mythology. I can't remember the name now, but it was to do with Greek mythology and revenge and eye for an eye, and you know, you strike down one of my family members, I'm going to strike down one of yours, or you're going to have to do it, or they all die. So it was a sort of reference to Greek mythology. It's quite a thing that A24 do. I know obviously Hereditary did it with, you know, King Payman, and you know, folklore. You had the witch, which is obviously, you know, based on sort of English folk tales and folklore, and you know, Wiccans and stuff like that. So A24 have a story of taking maybe sort of ancient biblical tales and putting a sort of new modern day twist on it, and it was fucking fantastic. I said fantastic. There you go. I made it to near the end of the review, and I've only said fantastic once. So there we go. I cannot big this film up enough, and it would, just like Hereditary, it's going to leave you questioning your life, your existence, and everything that we know about justice. And yeah, it's fantastic. 9 out of 10. Cannot big this film up enough. Right, so that's me done. This is my review of Killing of a Sacred Deer. I feel like I'm getting more into the swing of it now. I'm doing a bit of research and not blabbering on so much. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're seeing this for the first time, like and subscribe, and send me a bit of love. This is Steve the Noise, and this is Horror Noise. Much love, folks. Take care. Bye bye.